I've been in financial planning since the early 1970s, and I now consider myself to be one of the leading later life financial planners in the United Kingdom today. PensionWise is a new service the government set up in 2015 to provide generic advice to people about the options they have when they retire. The key word that I've just used is generic. None of the advice that PensionWise can give will be specific or personal to the individual. The key difference is that the advice that I will give will be very specific to each individual client. I think there's one key pitfall in retirement, and that's that people overlook the fact that it is a major and significant change in their lifestyle. If they're retiring at age 65, their life has been organised for them since they started school, perhaps at the age of 5, and their life has been organised through school, through college, and through the world of work for 60 years. And suddenly they find themselves in an environment where their life is no longer organised for them. And that is such a major change for anybody to cope with. When I'm advising people prior to their retirement, whilst obviously giving financial advice is important, I also consider that it's part of my role to help them prepare emotionally for retirement. I've seen literally hundreds of people retire throughout my career, and so I feel I'm in a good position to point out the pitfalls that other people have experienced when they have retired. So when people reach the point at which they are going to retire, there are some very important financial decisions to be made. Very often those decisions can only be made once, and once they've been made, they can't be changed. So it's extremely important that people consider all of the options that are open to them and understand the long-term implications of those decisions they're making. When I meet people post-retirement, it's a question of ensuring that the plans they put in place when they did retire are continuing to deliver what they want, and perhaps to consider any adjustments that can and should be made to those plans to help them achieve their long-term financial goals. I recently met somebody who was about to retire, and he was being given a redundancy package as well as the opportunity to take early retirement. And he had a plethora of options from his pension scheme. And he and his wife had sat down and worked out how they thought they should approach this. And what they'd opted for in their own minds was to take the maximum lump sum they could take and a reduced pension. But after I talked to them about the impact that inflation would have during their retirement, and the fact that the income from the pension scheme is index linked, they changed their views entirely and went for the maximum pension and the minimum lump sum. If you've got a query about your retirement options, either for yourself or for a member of your family, then please do get in touch with me, either by telephone, by email, or by completing the form on my website.